The debate about whether leadership can be taught misses the point entirely. The real question is whether leadership can be learned. Those are two different things. Scholar Donald Schoen said, "Leadership is learnable but cannot be taught." That sounds like wordplay until you see what happens in practice. You can sit through every leadership course, Porter's 5 Forces, Situational Leadership, and the Balanced Scorecard. You can memorize the frameworks, ace the exams, and still freeze when real pressure hits. Research shows 86% of educational leaders believe leadership can be taught. However, what they emphasize is formal education, mentorship, and leadership experience. Notice what matters most: experience. A study tracking 514 college students across 14 Chinese universities found something revealing. Students who participated in action learning methods exhibited significantly higher entrepreneurial intentions than those who attended lectures only. China went all in on this. By 2018, they offered over 28,000 entrepreneurship courses at public universities, employed 27,000 full-time teachers, and built 13,000 on-campus practice platforms. They created an ecosystem where people learn through hands-on experience. But here's where most programs fail. They teach the easy stuff and skip the hard stuff. A 2025 European report on entrepreneurship education across 38 education systems found that schools emphasize financial literacy and basic business operations. Good. However, they underplay higher-order abilities, such as vision, spotting opportunities, and coping with uncertainty and risk. Those are precisely the skills that matter most. You can teach someone to read a balance sheet. You can teach them to write a business plan. But teaching them to see an opportunity where others see chaos? Teaching them to make decisions when the data is incomplete and the stakes are high? That requires a different approach. The numbers tell the story. Leaders trained with AI-enhanced experiential learning demonstrate a 20% improvement in strategic thinking. VR-based training is 4 times faster than traditional classroom methods, with a 200% increase in confidence. But here's the reality check. More than 90% of talent development professionals believe their organization has a leadership skills gap. A 2023 McKinsey report revealed that 80% of executives believe their leadership programs fail to deliver measurable results. And while 83% of organizations acknowledge the importance of leadership development at all levels, only 5% have actually implemented improvements. That's an action-intention gap. So, what actually works? The Indian model presents a more effective approach. The Global Education and Leadership Foundation deployed its Skill D curriculum across 3,000 schools, reaching 5 million students. The program uses gamified, experiential modules and year-long civic projects. Alumni include deep tech entrepreneurs in sustainable materials and founders of renewable energy companies. These aren't people who memorized frameworks. They learned to apply them in messy, real-world situations. Recent research found that students in group-based experiential learning activities reported increased leadership self-efficacy over time. According to Deloitte Insights, experiential training improves adaptability by 29%. You develop this through crucibles of real-world experience where you must adapt under pressure. If you want to develop leaders, here's what the evidence suggests. First, start with self-awareness. You can't lead others if you don't understand yourself. Not the sanitized version you put on LinkedIn, the real version. Second, build through experience. Give people real problems with real consequences. Let them fail, then help them extract the lessons. Third, teach pattern recognition. The best leaders don't have more answers, they have better questions. You develop this through volume and lots of reps in different contexts. Fourth, create feedback loops. Students who receive entrepreneurship education find more satisfying jobs, get promoted faster, and enjoy better working environments. Why? because they've learned to identify opportunities and make better decisions. But that only happens when education includes real-time feedback on real decisions. You can teach leadership, but only if you redefine what teaching means. If teaching means transferring information, you'll create people who can discuss leadership but not actually practice it. Does teaching mean creating environments where people can learn through structured experience, reflection, and skilled guidance? You'll develop actual leaders. The countries and institutions that understand this distinction are producing the next generation of leaders. Those that don't are producing individuals with impressive credentials and limited impact. Leadership develops in crucibles, not classrooms. The frameworks provide structure. The mentors show you what good looks like. But the real-world experience tests everything against reality. That's where leadership is actually learned. If you found this useful, subscribe for more practical business insights. Drop a comment. What's one leadership lesson you learned through experience, not a classroom? See you at the next one.